This piece is called Me. It explained everything about me, my life growing up in the projects, being poor, selling drugs, getting shot, and going to jail. My vision of happiness was chasing money. Being a drug seller, a gun runner, anything to keep my pockets full, I did for that capital. At 16, I was shot twice. I took 2 for the team. In the emergency room, I laid there like, damn, all this for that cream? I was too blind to see what the pursuit of currency was doing to me. At this time, I should have realized I was on the wrong path to the riches, in the ER undergoing surgery and getting stitches. I walk around with a bullet to this day, but to me, for that cash, it was a small price to pay. Even out the hospital doors, I'm on the phone trying to make my money soar, blinded to what this game had in store. Cars, jewelry, stick-up kids trying to do me, groupies online trying to screw me, living life like a movie, no script, no actors. Real men of my stature didn't surrender the thought of possessing that legal tender. Celebrity stats, fully-auto gats caused me to wear Kevlar on my back. 32 shot clips, stats boxing whips, blinding light and rear to disappear when danger was near. It was a catastrophic curriculum where I'm from in the slums to sell drugs and bust guns because of the fear of being bums. Isolated from the real world, we continued this lifestyle that we knew, banging and hanging in a house and vestibule, living life by our rules, advised by others, not needed. And when it was given, it wasn't heeded. You see, I still got cash, but time has taken precious things from me. Like friends I rode with and shared my bliss. Most I dead and so dearly miss. It is what it is, I can't change what was written. This game is full of snakes and even the strongest get bitten. Bad decisions in search of fame in this game will leave you lifeless. Well, I was smart and decisive in a game that's as cold as ice is. Fun in this life didn't last for some. It was like speeding in a car till I ran out of gas to them. My tank was always full and I kept the chauffeur, living the life of La Costa Nostra. Inner city kids with an inner city struggle with no direction, just a ghetto's reflection of kids needing attention. Time passed by so fast, like most of these guys I lost in this oppression. You see, I continue to live life with a few that are still alive, but for different goals we strive. No more fast life, but taking slow strides. No more funerals to make moms and wives cry. All I wanted was not to be poor, not to have my friends sent early knocking on heaven's door. You see, the decisions that we make as kids sometimes devastate us as adults. So I want the youth to see that the game is really fantasy. And the ones that looked up to me in the street, I want them to continue to look up to me, but for something positive, not for the life I live. So I share my scars, my losses, and my bad choices to enlighten a few of what this game will bring. The street history is a story of corruption, destruction, of pattern of misery. At 41, I'm still feeling the path of the wrath of the past life I lived in, waiting anxiously for a few to be released from prison. 17, 20, 40 years for things we did as kids. You see, the game ended for me in a few, but there's still those that have to see their senses through. You know how sad it is to see the children of my fallen soldiers growing up without a father? But my father died when I was 12, so did my childhood. So therefore, the outlook of life to me is very sadly understood. That's that piece. My second piece is called Trend. When I mean trend, it's a trend you see every day in the ghetto while everybody's following. Kids live in lavish off of drug blocks we established, live off the assumption we will continue the status. Rocks and low fire for Cubans with Lazarus pieces. Chrome rims with low-profile tires to handle these sports car screeches. Leather gloves for the stick-ups and the stick shift from slipping. We all have water on the neck dripping. Rolex is silently ticking. Puffing on the pill for sour. Or color ice on the wrist, we called it piragua. Mugshots, fingerprints, football numbers for being infiltrated by undercovers. Hand-to-hand transactions being recorded and captioned. Secret indictments got half of the block missing in action. Leaving gaps for poor people to fall into the trap, thinking since they gone that they next up to bat. Once you see the money, you can't leave it alone. Some will strip flesh from bone to earn money for a home. Some will sell that dead mix, brewed by ghetto chemists, searched by fiends looking for that 10-minute fix. Catching cases, praying those 220 charges don't stick. Some think they reign supreme until they arraign the Supreme Court with their cohorts for the streetlight support. Life behind bars is nothing we sought, but was a probability we hope never to face. Capital murder, killing for money, the ultimate case. Central Booking is like a ghetto museum. The ghetto is like one big mausoleum. Most people that live there died there. Before finding a way out, we do. Most get caught up in the turbulence of people that was living fast in our past, thinking there's nothing else, we follow the same path. Guys from across the street from each other compete for blocks that we would never own. Some try to rise in the ranks of street hierarchy. We live in anarchy, trying to be the ones with the most clientele, the ones who name rang bells. We became the ones that filled jails, the ones that interior decide sell for sales. Because we couldn't post bail, our dream of being rich failed. Stuck between a rock and a hard place after incarceration and being tagged as felons, our search for legal dividends come to dead ends because of past situations of illegal narcotics selling. No one wanted us in their dwelling, so we continued our journey that most likely ends in gurneys, blood transfusions, intravenous feeding, electrical chest presses if the heart stops beating. Porta potty strapped to people's bodies so we could urine from a hole in their abdomen. This tragically keeps on happening, chasing the high of the streetlight passion, and after the guns start blasting. Nickel and diamond and treble wars, enterprise and advertising their goods up to no good, destroyed the hood's ability to rise over our label, the projects. Insufficient guidance led to violence. Insufficient knowledge led to blindness. Misconstrued visions, a prelude of bad decisions, a domino effect that left us in prison. Made by most in the projects, we work in prison. Destined to fail, we strive for success. Now wanting to live average, we ran with the same ideas dead men left. Thinking we could do it better because we was much more clever, but got the same outcome. Jail, coroners, another mom losing her son. My friends' bodies filled cemeteries like confetti after a celebration. But we wasn't celebrating. We were looking for emancipation from the poor life classification. Hustle for personification which led to courtroom sessions and more freedom possessions. Most of our plans ended with flower arrangement for lost brothers, bereavement. I've been eternally crying, even though in my exterior you see me smiling, just trying to hide the terror inside me and stay low by it. My actions from the past haunt me now, it's hell's aftermath. I feel solo in this world that's so cold, like my homies felt with no soul, so cold. Rigor mortis for being hard body. Almost lost everybody for living life like one big party. That's that piece.
Damn! Woo!
You know, I sort of love this brother for coming down from New York to give that. I was sitting there thinking, did I have the courage to do this? Because one of my favorite